fell through.
Big Juggernaut, Joe Joyce, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Lively little press conference there, you and Byron and Sidecar Sam?
Oh, yeah, Sidecar Sam. Oh, man. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, it's good. Interesting day. We got the James Bond speedboat here. Yeah. Speedboat ride. Boat ride. Yeah. Messing about in boat.
Nathan Gorman looks a little bit pale for the experience. Were you all right?
Oh, yeah, he was. Yeah, I was fine. Yeah, I'm cool. But yeah, I think he's a bit funny with water and boats, so he preferred to go skydiving. Yeah.
Well, I hope he's all right with heights because you're going up on top of the O2 shortly. So, what are you like with heights?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm not afraid of anything. Big juggernaut, you know what I mean?
Big juggernaut indeed. A real opponent for you. I mean, you're just coming in double figures in fights. You're fighting against a world-ranked opponent who's fought for a world title before. He looks in shape. He looks confident. What are you doing, Joe? Come on.
Well, this is what I'm in boxing for, to get in, so edge my way up and get in with the bigger names, more experienced boxers, and that's what I'm doing. And it's a very credible opponent, and it's going to be a tricky work on July 13th. So yeah, I'm just going to be preparing behind the scenes. We're doing my thing with Adam Booth and the team. Just improving my game and really dissecting his performances and practicing tactics and techniques to beat him.
How much of that is about what he does and about what you do? I mean, which is sort of the more important, watching him or strengthening up what you do already?
I think mainly it's about it's about me, improving me, making myself better, not get hit. Hitting hard and practicing being the best Joe Joyce possible. But then you've got to go into a fight with a game plan. So that's where your seconds come in to, give you the guidance and the technique to execute it on the night.
Talking about technique, going back to your last fight at Stevenage, it was your first fight with Adam Booth. Now, in the first round, it was a very un-juggernaut type performance, and then the second and third round you sort of went back to normal and sort of got the fella out of there. Was there some sort of conscious thing you were trying out in the first round, trying to be like an Adam Booth style fighter?
Yeah, I was trying out the stuff that I learnt in the gym, so just putting it into practice, and what better place to put it than a fight. And I felt like at the end of the first round I was thinking, I'm not really hitting him with enough shots here, so I was just like, let me just go Juggernaut. Stop it.
Yeah, this ain't working. Let's go back to normal. But I mean, it was an impressive demolition in the end. I mean, whatever people think about Ustinov, the fella's no mug, and not many people are probably ever taking him out in 3 rounds.
Nah, he's a big guy, and he's very awkward, and it's a bit he was more awkward than I thought. He's very very technically good, and experience wise, and it's a good test to get the ball rolling for some bigger fights this year.
A lot of names were mentioned for your O2 fight here. I mean, it was sort of Chisora, Povetkin, Caballero, whoever. You're more than happy with what's been drafted in for you? Because, I mean, he's got some pedigree. Yeah,
definitely a high pedigree and a big name, and to go on the old resume. It's a tough test, and it's going to put me in a really good place if once I overcome him on Saturday.
He's looking for you to overcome you, to put him back in the mix after a bit of a setback, isn't he? So you both kind of need each other.
Yeah, so it's it's going to be a 50-50 fight, and it's a big exciting card on July 13th with Nathan Gorman and Daniel Dubois.
You change your mind on that again?
Look at Joshua Ruiz. You never know what's going to happen on the night. So you never know what you're going to get. Life was like a box of chocolates and all that.
So are you up eating a box of chocolates on Saturday night, Sunday morning?
Maybe, yeah, Sunday morning. Whole box.
Are you shocked?
Yeah, I was very shocked. I was just afterwards, normally after the fight, I'm just turn off the TV. I'm yeah, that was a good fight. But I was just sitting there I oh my god, like looking at all the comments, and it's like, man, that was
all you Team GBers. You sort of like, you do tend to sort of stick together a little bit. I mean, do you sort of feel for him in a sort of personal sense, the fact that you know him so well?
Yeah, because that was not like, I was expecting him just to take him out in the 4th round, and because he's like kind of dominating the heavyweight division like Klitschko did, and holding on to them belts, and it was just like surprising. And obviously being a heavyweight boxer is like good for me, because then it's going to shake away some of them belts, and then it's then they're more available for me. But yeah, as a fellow GB teammate, it's quite hard to see your old teammate lose and stuff like that.
The funny thing is, but if it said to you last week, you've got John Ruiz Jr. here at the O2 on July 13th, you'd have gone, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I hadn't really seen him perform in fights before. I didn't really know what he brought to the table. He was briefly up in Big Bear sparring Charles Martin, so I saw a little bit. I saw how fast his hands were, but I didn't think he had like a bang like that and could like really knock Joshua, like trouble Joshua like that.
Bryant Jennings, he doesn't look the biggest heavyweight out there. Does that play a part? Does that make him more awkward, or does that sort of lessen the threat?
Nah, well, look at Andy Ruiz. You can't judge a book by its cover, especially in boxing, because like you can see guys that don't really look. It's not all about like how you look physically. It's not about aesthetics. I mean, look at Tyson Fury, or I remember I fought some Russian guy, and he just looked like, I was like, oh, I'm going to smash him. He's fat. He doesn't look like particularly intimidating, but he could box. So yeah, you just never judge a book by its cover, because it's not all about, there's a lot of things that go into boxing, and that's why I love it so much, because it's, there's so many like elements to it that you need to get right, and certain attributes can like help you win a fight. And it's not all about being like a body beautiful and looking the part, because it's also tactics, it's psychology, it's technique, it's endurance, it's speed, power. So it's a lot of things that go into it to go into making a champion. So
talking of books and covers, or heavyweight books and covers, there's been quite a lot of noise made recently about the Croatian fella Hrgovic, and people shouting his name and everything else. So that prompted you to post a little video on Twitter, didn't it? And yeah. I'd forgotten about that, and it was quite an impressive little performance there from you.
Yeah, and straight away I got a few comments saying, why didn't you post the one where he was sick and that? So yeah, maybe I'll post that a bit later. But yeah, that was that was a really 50-50 fight. I enjoyed that fight, because I felt that I really gave it my all, and it was a tough fight. He's a good fighter.
Was it in response to a certain person saying Joe Joyce should fight Hrgovic, blah blah blah, he's a real problem in this division, so you thought you'd stick the video up? Was it a bit of that to it?
Yeah, because Eddie said something about the monster and Hrgovic, but yeah, I know he's he was there on the podium with me at the Olympics. I didn't get to fight him there, but I thought he did. I thought it was a close one with Yoka before I fought him as well, so you could have arguably got that. I really rate Hrgovic.
That's something that hasn't been talked about much since you turned pro, or not for a little while, and I know he's had issues with bans and things like that, but how much of a priority is it still for you to get Yoka in a professional ring?
Well, I think I've way surpassed him now, but I think he's getting back on the track, because I think his ban's up soon, isn't it?
I think so, yeah. And he's with your man as well, isn't he?
Oh yeah, Schaefer.
Yeah.
So
wouldn't you just want to do it for the hell of it?
Yeah, for the right fight, and on Channel Plus or something. I don't know. Yeah, it's a big fight. Olympic final rematch.
Absolutely, Joe Joyce. Thank you.